Mommy is from Prekmurje, Ati is from Bela Krajina. My mom's family is still all in Prekmurje. So growing up, it was something that I look forward to, vacationing in the summertime with my family, and
anyway. And coming with your dance group and dancing.
Yeah, and then Ati had a band as well, Veseli Vandrivchki. So I was a little groupie. We used to travel, and they did North American travel as well as travel in Slovenia. So really, the Slovenian culture was very, very strong growing up in my household as well.
Spada v prvo generacijo Slovencev rojenih izven Slovenije. Kanadčanka Slovenka, ki živi v močni slovenski skupnosti, katera neguje naše korenine, kulturo, kulinariko, navade, zabavo in prenaša svojo zapuščino na svoje otroke. Ona in trenutno več kot 5000 Slovencev iz celega sveta, ki jih je združila na Facebooku v skupini Slovenska kuhinja Spread the Love. Predstavljamo vam PUSIC RYALL in Slovenijo, kot je še niste videli, ne čutili.
Michelle, you live in Canada and you are a Slovenian,
yes.
Actually. And about how many months ago? 2 months ago now?
2 months ago, April 3rd actually, was the birth of Slovenska kuhinja.
Yes, and you started very interesting page on Facebook, Slovenska kuhinja, Treasured Recipes.
Yes.
Yes, and I followed you, I think it was the first week, and in the first week I saw there is a huge boom. Everyone that has Slovenian roots and lives in Canada kind of joined your page. People started sharing recipes. I saw a lot of kranjska klobasa and a lot of bread and goveja župca and everything, and I was thinking, wow, this is very nice. And then I saw you being so hyper about it. You were answering everyone, and I'm like, okay, this is becoming a big thing. And soon, very soon, now you have more than 5,000 followers from Slovenians from all over the world, not only from Canada.
Exactly. We are actually almost in 80 countries worldwide.
Woo!
Yeah.
So
I'm worldwide like Pitbull.
So when you started this page, were you surprised? First of all, how did you come to this idea? Let's start here.
Okay, so it was March break. My kids were off on their March break vacation, and I knew that we weren't going to be coming back to work, going back to school. So I thought, okay, my boys are both 17, 14. My husband Dana was still working, so I thought, what am I going to do to keep myself busy? So I kind of closed my eyes and thought, okay, well, I love to bake, I love to cook, and I love my Slovenian heritage. So I thought, you know what, maybe I'll start up a group page, add some of my Slovenian friends from, or my community on Brown's Line. And I thought maybe we'll have like 200, 250 people. We've got family in Slovenia as well. And then all of a sudden, it was like 3 days later, I hit 1,000 members already. And I thought, oh my goodness, okay. And then it just started exploding from there. Then it was like Americans, and then Australia, and then Slovenia. And then it just started exploding. It was unbelievable, actually.
So all of these 80 countries you said, these are Slovenians from all these countries, or are also different nationalities or Slovenians? Some
are of different nationalities, but they have some kind of connection. Either they've traveled and backpacked through Slovenia, fell in love with our heritage, come back every year. Some are married into the Slovenian culture, but mainly, from what I gather from, like you say, I'm always on there and reading everyone's posts, most of them are from Slovenian descent.
So what were you thinking when you saw this thing blowing up? Like, what were your thoughts? I know you were very busy with it now, but when this started to happen, what were you thinking? How were you feeling?
It was like a battery being charged up at that point, because I was like, okay, so there's other people that are thirsty for this, not just me. I'm not the only one that eats, breathes, and sleeps Slovenian. So I was very excited. I was like, okay, I need to keep this going now. I need to keep it interesting. I want to keep it exciting. We can't travel to Slovenia. I was actually scheduled to go July 5th with my son. He dances with Mladi Glas and Plenika dance group, and they were touring with Sasha Ausenik. So sadly, that got canceled and postponed. And where was I going with this? I'm so sad that I'm not coming. I just know that we were planning on coming, and it ended up not happening. So I wanted to come up with something that would make me, Slovenia is my happy place. So most people close their eyes, and you know, if there's something happening and you want to put yourself into a happy place, Slovenia is my happy place. I'm gonna get emotional. I don't want to get emotional.
Come on, we can cry. I never had a video where we cry, so we can cry now.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, so you're basically coming to Slovenia since you were a child.
Since I was a child. So mommy is from Prekmurje, Ati is from Bela Krajina. My mom's family is still all in Prekmurje. So growing up, it was something that I look forward to, vacationing in the summertime with my family, and anyway.
And coming with your dance group and dancing.
Yeah, and then you know, Ati had a band as well, Veseli Vandrivchki. So I was a little groupie. We used to travel, and they did North American travel as well as travel in Slovenia. So really, the Slovenian culture was very, very strong growing up in my household as well. So maybe that's why, you know, you close your eyes. I think that's where I was going with it before. When you close your eyes and you want to think of a happy place, that's my happy place, Slovenia.
Now I'm going to cry.
So that's where Slovenska KUHA came into play. I was like, you know, there's so much happening with the coronavirus and all the negative stuff that's kind of wrapped around that, and I just wanted to be happy. I needed positive energy, and Slovenia to me and my culture is positive energy. So therefore, Slovenska KUHA.
Yeah, I remember, I'm not sure if I ever told you this, but I remember, so I'm a little bit younger than you. I was very small when you and your cousins were, our cousins were a little bigger kids. And I remember you and Tanya so vividly. You were dancing in Vinica.
Yes.
Do you remember Vinica?
I had one too many of these, because everywhere we stopped in Slovenia, it was a sin if we didn't have a shot. So I don't remember where I was on that tour.
I'm not sure that you were drinking at that point, because I think you were still, so if I was 5, 6, yeah, you were probably 16 or 17.
If it was the dance group, I was there in 95, so I would have been 18.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was definitely drinking.
That's not legal in your country. What are you saying?
But I wasn't in my country. I was in Slovenia, which actually is my country, because I am a Slovenian citizen. So
yeah,
there's no rules there.
You were so beautiful. Like, you were slim, and you both, with you and Tanya, you had, you know, beautiful faces. You were always happy, and you were dancing Slovenian folklore, and I'm like, I don't want to dance Slovenian folklore, but you make it seem cool. And I think that around that time, my dad, or somehow it came to that point that they, you know, put me in Slovenian folklore group, because also, you know, because you embraced it, you embraced our culture in this way, and it seemed so cool. So 2 teenager girls that are beautiful and very proud in our national, what is it called?
Costume.
Costume, thank you, our national costume. Yeah, and I thought, wow. And every time when you would come, you would be always shining and so happy. And now when we're older and I get to talk to you in a different way because we actually communicate.
Well, yeah, because when I would visit you, you would just sing to us. Do you remember that? I should dig up that song that we have on video of you singing at the table.
No. No, that's probably terrible because I don't sing.
It was beautiful.
Because I was a child probably, and you know, when a child sings it sounds cute, but I don't have voice for singing, let's be real.
It was very good, I remember that.
Yeah. So now when we're adults and when I get to talk to you in a different kind of way, I see how emotional you get when you want to come here. I know you want to come here more often. I know you love everything connected to Slovenia and the kitchen, and you're an amazing cook. And everything that is culturally, it's connected to our culture. And also, and I told you this before, and you have Slovenski park,
yes.
Where you make pečenka, and you try to have Slovenian booze, and Slovenian type of partying, yes. And veselicas. And for me, it was really amazing when I was 20 and I was there to see this because I wasn't expecting this. And you actually, inside Canada, you live and breathe this culture.
We really do.
Yeah, and even more than we do. Because for me, even now in my generation, is when we hear Slovenian music, it's like, ugh. You know?
Wow. And then I hear Slovenian music in my car. Like this morning I went to go drop off the car with Dana, and he was in the car in front of me, and we pulled up to the dealership and I had, I don't know, Slok playing or something, and he was like, you need to turn it down. So I play it with, I'm proud, of course. Yeah, it makes my heart happy.
Yeah, and this is the part that is beautiful also to me. And if we go back to Slovenska kuhinja, so you are now, not you, but your page is getting so much followers, people sharing their own content and things. And where do you see this going?
It's wild because it's been 2 months and I'm not really sure what direction. It started off as a recipe sharing group, but in 2 months it's kind of spiraled into way more than just recipe sharing. It's families that are connecting and didn't even know that they were relatives. You know, they recognize someone with a last name, and then I just had someone tell me that they live in Ohio and they found a cousin from Mississauga that they didn't even realize they had each other. And so yeah, it's I mean, outside of the recipe sharing and the families connecting, now I've got Slovenians from Slovenia that are reaching out to me that are excited to kind of share what they have. And you know, I've got wineries that are coming on to do presentations, and chefs doing demos, and it's amazing.
So what would be your goal? Like you said, when we talked this week, you said that you would like to help also Slovenians to promote their products.
Yeah, so I kind of have a tagline now that I'm using a lot, and I'm hashtagging with Spread the Love. So my Spread the Love is, you know, finding maybe designers and artists from Slovenia that could be just starting off. I would love to share what they have to offer, and I want to bring Slovenia to the world. Like, we have such a beautiful country, and I said this to you before and I'm going to cry again, but you know, I'm there and I drive through the villages, the air and the way the sun beams off of the mountains and the water, and from waking up in the morning to going to sleep at night and waking up to the roosters, it's amazing. So if I could bring Slovenia, even to those that have Slovenian ancestors or are Slovenian descent that have never been there before. You know, they're commenting on some of these videos that are being presented by the wineries and chefs. And it's amazing because I'm bringing Slovenia to them, to wherever they may be in the world. So if I could bring the young artists and designers that, you know, are aspiring, and maybe open up a shop, and you know, people will be able to shop in Slovenska KUHA shop, let's say, and they'll be able to, yeah, get Slovenia.
But what one thing I didn't ask, how did your family in Canada react when they saw this huge thing happening with Slovenska kuhinja?
Auntie and Mommy both called me after probably well, I mean, we talk every day, but yeah, they contacted me 3-4 days after when it hit 1,000, and Auntie was like, "Whoa, you hit a grand slam. I'm so proud of you." So every time I see him, he cries. He cries.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Well, sure. You know, like they raised a very proud Slovenka, so they know that the traditions are strong with my family, and it's going to continue, I hope, when my children have their families.
But your children are involved in this as well. The boys dance as well?
The boys dance as well with Mladi Glas Planika dance. Yeah, they both are very involved in the Slovenian culture. My husband is not Slovenian. He is Irish, English, Italian, and he has embraced our culture. One would think that he was actually Slovenian. He was on the odbor at Slovenski Park actually for maybe 10 years. So when I told some of the members at Slovenski Park he's actually not Slovenian, they almost fell off the chair. They couldn't believe it. So it's beautiful, actually.
Because he's also, isn't he the champion of Pachenka Fest?
Yep, 2 years in a row, 2018, 2019, Pachenka Fest champions.
So, okay, for those people, okay, I know what that means, but for everybody else that doesn't know what Pachenka Fest is, so what do you do there?
So Pachenka Fest is a competition up at our Slovenian summer camp, and groups come together. We've had anywhere from 10 to 15 groups each year that compete against each other, and we make Pachenka the traditional Slovenian way. You're not allowed to stuff it with potatoes and oranges and apples and rosemary. It's just wine, water, salt, and pepper, I guess, if you want, but but it's funny because the Pachenkas actually do come out very, very different. So
with the same ingredients.
With the same ingredients. So they have a judging panel. Everything is done just like the judges don't know whose box it is. The boxes are all numbered, and then they try the different types of Pachenka. Some are juicy, some are dry. Some they said are actually, it's very hard to, you know, determine which one is better, but then it comes down to the skin as well. The skin has to be crunchy.
And how is your Slovenian?
My Slovenian is pretty good. Did you want to try to do the rest in Slovenian? No. No, it is pretty good actually. I'm fluent, I can read, I can write. Sometimes I get mixed up with some words, but I think it's pretty good. I can get by. I know, like, jasem žena, rabim pivo. No.
Maybe we can try, well, for fun, maybe we can try this part and a little bit of in Slovenian.
Sure.
And yeah,
why not?
So all the Slovenians that will listen to you, that will hear how Slovenian English sounds when you have a little more of Slovenian, a little more of knowledge of Slovenian language.
Sure.
Torej, moje naslednje vprašanje bi bilo. Ne, se hecam.
Švicam. Kaj boš me vprašala zdaj?
Ful mi je bilo zanimivo, ko si rekla, da tudi otroci od tvojega brata, da so se vključili v tole slovensko kuhinjo, v tvoj projekt tele spletne trgovine, ne? Če mi lahko še kaj več poveš o tem?
Ja, so od mojega brata hčerka, jaz sem njena botra in ona rada šiva. Skupaj smo bili prejšnji teden in sem vprašala, samo tako sem vprašala, veš, botra ima slovensko kuhinjo in kaj misliš, mogoče bi rada predpasnike delala za nas? Ja, seveda bi. Včeraj sem bila z njo, smo šli v trgovino, kupila smo fabric, kako se to reče po slovenski?
Tkanino?
Ja, in z veseljem je šla domov in je že mi naredila 2 pripasnike. So res je tako veselja, je vesela, veš? Ja.
A bo še kdo drug izmed članov družine prispeval kaj v kuhinji?
Oba sina tudi zdaj obleke bi radi dali gor. Oni, ne vem po slovenski reči, risajo. Potem zdaj v soboto bomo šli k eni firmi in bomo z njimi govorili, katere srajce lahko naredimo, pa mogoče hlače, ne vem, zdaj samo srajce.
So, okay, we can continue in English if you want, because we're going to the last part.
Yeah, no problem.
Whatever is comfortable with you as well.
Okay.
So, is there some kind of message you would like to, because right now, when this is published, you will be speaking directly to Slovenians, and I think when people will see this video, it will be the first insight in something I know for years. For them, this will be fresh and it will be interesting, and I'm pretty sure you will have a very good response. So what would you say to all these Slovenians, our country, that will see you? Do you have some kind of message? Do you have some kind of invitation?
Sure. All of you in Slovenia are so lucky to be living. I'm not going to be able to do this.
Are you getting emotional? Are you going to cry, Michelle? Go on.
I'm a crybaby. It's the love in Slovenian that comes out in me. So all of you Slovenians are so fortunate to be in the beautiful country that you're in. The mountains. Don't cry. Why are you crying?
Just talk. I will cut myself out.
You're so lucky to be living in the country that you're in. You drive through the countryside, you see the chickens, you see Triglav, you've got Reka Socha, you've got bees, it's such a small country that offers so much. So it is so important to me to hold on to that.
So basically,
hold on.
This video will be laughing and crying.
Oh my god.
And there will be some content in the middle.
Oh my god.
But I like this because it's so raw and it's so sincere.
Okay. So it is so important to me to be able to keep those traditions alive, keep those roots strong, even though that we're living in 80 plus different countries worldwide. We are all holding hands. It doesn't matter where we live. We are Slovenian, so we need to hold on to that and keep it going. Spread the love.
You're tearing. I think it's time for...
I'll end off with one more note.
Which one?
Oh my gosh. My husband's gonna come home and the bottle's gonna be empty. He's gonna be like, what the heck? You're never talking to Sandra on Skype again. Oh, okay.
Which note? Did you say you have one note?
Yeah. So let's keep sharing all that is Slovenian. And hopefully we'll see you soon. All of you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Michelle.
Še eno, pol pa gremo.
Še eno?
Še eno,
Okay,
pol pa gremo. Na zdravje.